Good evening, everybody. My name is Victor Kachese. We're Sandbox Percussion. We're coming at you live from our Brooklyn, New York rehearsal studio, actually specifically here in Sunset Park. This is our first ever live streamed concert. We're launching kind of a virtual concert series that is coming out of our studio right here in Brooklyn. It's also doubling actually as our opening concert for our NYU Percussion Seminar that happens every year the first week of August. So during that week, we invite students from all around the world to join us for a week and learn some chamber music, rehearse it, study it, and then perform it at the end of the week in kind of a culminating concert. We're obviously not able to do that this year, so the entire week is happening virtually, including this concert. Usually we have it on a stage. It's really fun. We get to meet everybody, but just a little bit differently this year. We're doing it all virtually. So thank you for tuning in. All of our participants are tuning in right now. We have some really fun things planned for the whole week. So if you're actually not a participant and you're joining us for this stream, stay tuned because we're going to have some fun things happening throughout the week. So our first piece today on our concert is actually called Sandbox, and it's by a good friend of ours, Viet Cuong. This is a piece that we gave the world premiere of back in March of 2020. I believe actually it was our last live concert that we played before we all went into quarantine. So we're really excited to play it on this concert. It features this literal box that Viet built, and when we play it live in a concert, we're all kind of huddled around the box, and it makes it a little tricky for the audience members to hear it and to see it. So one of the benefits of doing a live stream concert is we have a lot of different options for camera placement, for microphone placement, and I think actually this performance is the ideal viewing and listening situation for this piece, Sandbox. So we have a really fun evening planned for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Our first piece is Sandbox by Viet Cuong. Enjoy.
The next piece on the program is titled May the Devil Take Me, and it's by the composer Amy Beth Kirsten. In this piece, which is a triangle quartet, Amy asked us to play with these very specific but somewhat actually atypical beaters. So instead of using regular triangle beaters, Amy has us playing the triangles with things like rocks, metal spoons, ceramic spoons. I'm using a glass straw, and we all actually play very specifically with the rubber handle of needle nose pliers. Amy is actually, one thing that we love to do in Sandbox is work really closely with composers over many years and sort of develop these long-term collaborative relationships. And Amy Beth is a perfect example of that. We've been working with her since about 2014 on all kinds of different projects, sort of big and small. Before starting working on this piece, I personally never actually imagined I would practice the triangle, but here we are. Amy Beth did that with this piece. This is May the Devil Take Me by Amy Beth Kirsten.
Hello, everyone. I am Johnny Allen, and thank you so much for tuning in. We're really having a blast doing this this whole live stream thing. It's very new for us, but I'm actually kind of relieved in a way because I was worried that you wouldn't quite have that same energy of a live performance. You know, it's something to do it in front of real people, but I can put it to rest that actually doing this still does give me that feeling of live performance. A little hotter than usual, but I'll take it. Better than too cold. I'm going to introduce the next couple pieces as well. The first one coming up is actually, rather than a live performance, we're going to be showing you a video that we made a couple months ago, right at the beginning of the New York lockdown. We couldn't make music together physically, but we could still make music together virtually. So we took one of the first pieces that we ever played together as a group, Extremes by Jason Treuting. And this has an open instrumentation. So usually we'll play it on a big bass drum, cymbals, pipes, but we were all quarantined in our homes, so we didn't have access to those, so we decided to find things around the house. And Jason Treuting, the composer, is open to that. He says, yeah, feel free to use any low sound you want, any high sound you want, any pitched sounds. So we really took advantage of that. I think you'll see things like Clorox boxes and glasses, even a jar of pistachios, which actually sound almost as good as they taste. So that's actually similar to what we'll be doing this week with all the participants in the Sandbox Seminar here. Since we all have to be apart from each other, we'll be recording our parts remotely, but then stitching them together into something that hopefully will resemble this video a little bit, give us the feeling of playing together. Right after that, we'll be back at you live from the studio with a piece called Joy Boy by Julius Eastman. This is a new one for Sandbox, but it's been around for a while. Actually, one of the older pieces on the program tonight, if not the oldest, from the 70s. And this is another open instrumentation piece for 4 treble voices. We arranged it on vibraphone. He says to make ticker tape music, which we didn't know exactly what that meant musically, but we knew it's kind of like a ticker tape parade. So we're going for these really bright, brilliant sounds on vibraphone, trying to use some extended techniques like buzzing pieces of metal on the bars and playing with triangle beaters and roots and all kinds of different things, even a ping pong ball at one point for this. So right here, right now, you'll have Extremes Quarantine Edition by Jason Treuting.
So the next two pieces that we're going to play are by a composer named Andy Akiho, who is a close friend of ours. We played his music a lot. And we're right now sort of in the last stages of commissioning a huge new piece from him, a piece called Seven Pillars that is going to be 75 minutes long, a full evening length. We're not going to play the entire piece for you tonight. We're just going to do one extract, a piece called Pillar 5 that is pretty new. He just finished this piece late February, early March, and we gave the world premiere at Dumbarton Oaks in Washington, D.C. in early March, right before the lockdown started. This piece features an ostinato, a rhythmic pattern that runs underneath the entire piece. You'll hear it in the bass line again and again and again while we're playing. But this ostinato is exactly 25 16th notes long. Since that's an odd number, it means that every time the ostinato starts over again on itself, you're starting on a different part of the beat than you did the time before. So every time you start tapping your foot and you think you know where the pulse is, it turns out that you don't. So this is Pillar 5 by Andy Akiho.
Hello again, everyone. This is Victor again. Thank you again so much for tuning into this concert. Again, this is our opening concert for the NYU Seminar. It's also our first ever live streamed concert coming right from our studio here in Brooklyn. It's been a lot of fun for us kind of figuring out how to do these live streams, how to kind of curate our own program right out of our studio. So it's been a lot of fun for us, and thank you so much for tuning into the show. We have one more piece for you. This next piece is called Karakurenai. It's by Andy Akiho also. We like actually pairing this piece or playing this piece right after Pillar 5 for the reason that they're in very different spirits, but actually they're composed in kind of similar ways. Andy has an ostinato going in both pieces. And that ostinato, as you heard Ian saying, and as you heard us just play, it kind of sounds a little lopsided, a little wonky, like you're not sure where the beat is, until finally like you're hit over the head with this very constant kind of quarter note. So then that feels very consonant, and you can kind of latch on to that. Very similar thing happens in Karakurenai, except in a very different spirit. The piece was actually originally a steel pan solo that we've arranged for some different kind of found percussion instruments. We have some rice bowls, ceramic rice bowls, tuned metal pipes, tuned wooden slats, and also a kind of Brazilian drum called a pandeiro. So this is the last piece that we're going to play tonight. Thanks again so much for tuning in. Welcome to all of the participants. We're going to have a really fun week for you all. This concert is like I was saying, it's the first concert of a kind of a series of concerts, live stream concerts that we'll be doing from our studio in the next coming months. They'll be totally open to the public, free to anyone who wants to watch. If you feel so inclined and you'd like to make a donation, you can do so on our website, sandboxpercussion.com/donate. We're a nonprofit, so all of your contributions are totally tax deductible, and every donation of any amount means so much to us. And for all of you to tune in, it means so much to us as well. I also wanted to give a shout out to Jennifer Liu, who is the person kind of behind the scenes, who's doing all the cool camera switches and making us sound good and look good. So we wouldn't be able to do this without her. Thank you so much, Jen, for doing that. So without further ado, our last piece on the program is Karakurenai by Akiho. Thanks again so much for tuning in, and enjoy the last piece.